Welcome to Waypoint of View. We're Jess and Miles, and we're on a worldwide journey to broaden our perspectives by putting ourselves somewhere new on the map. We are loving our time here in the beautiful country of Georgia. After an amazing couple of days in Mestia, we are excited to explore more of the Svaneti region. Today we are heading further into the Svaneti region to Ushguli, which is a small village with only about 300 people living there. It's 46 kilometers from Mestia, but we're not exactly sure how long the drive is going to take. We've heard some mixed things about the road. I read that you do need a 4x4 car, but the lady at our guest house assured us it would be far easier than the Jeep trail we took yesterday.
We have an escort.
I love this guy. Madlova.
Madlova.
So when we first started this drive, the road was all nice and paved, and I was thinking, we don't need a four-wheel drive car for this. But that is definitely not the case anymore. The road for this last 10 to 15 kilometers is pretty rough. And especially if it's raining or has been raining, it is really muddy, like it has been for us. So,
and a lot of construction too.
Yeah, a lot of construction is going on. So, in my opinion, four-wheel drive is in fact needed.
You don't need four-wheel for the whole thing, but there are plenty of sections where it is necessary.
Yeah. Please hug your side, baby. Holy shit.
Jess was hoping that this waterfall went under the road, but it just goes right across the road, and it is actively washing the road out.
Are we good on this?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in four-wheel?
Yep.
Holy shit. Oh, okay. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I would actually say parts of this road are just as bad as the road that we did yesterday. And it really gives you a false sense of hope in the beginning with the road being so nice that it's not going to be this way.
The rain definitely adds a different dynamic to the road conditions for sure.
Rain aside, this road is very narrow and there is a very steep drop off into a mean looking river.
It's been on your side most of the time too.
Yeah, at least this direction. Whew. But we're almost there.
I don't know what was harder, driving on the road or driving through town.
We have made it safe, and this adorable little cabin is our home for however long it takes to stop raining.
Or maybe forever, because I'm not so sure we're going to be able to get that truck out of this town.
Those were some really narrow, you can't even call them streets.
No, we tried 3 different times to get into town. Yeah. And then this cute little old guy came out and walked us through the streets like it was no big deal. He was just like, come on, come on, come on.
But this village is really cool. I was telling Miles on the way in, I don't think that we have ever seen any place like this. It feels like we have been transported back in time.
This is a medieval village.
Yeah. It's so cool. Remember those shepherd dogs that we talked about a couple days ago? One just came up to our cabin, and he is big.
He's wagging his tail. He's a good dog. He's a good doggy.
He's so big.
Is he leaning on you?
Mm-hmm.
Best friends.
He's gonna knock me over.
Confession, we gave him cheese pie. That's why he loves us.
All right, buddy. We're gonna go explore now, okay?
We got a break in the rain, so we are going to walk around and explore a little bit. Ushguli is actually made up of 5 tiny villages that go up the valley alongside a river, and we are staying at what seems to be the highest one at around 2,200 meters.
Ushguli is famous for these fortified towers, some being more than 1,000 years old. There are freestanding ones, but most of them are attached directly to the houses, and they used to provide protection to the families in the village. Honestly, almost every village we've driven through here in the Svaneti region has these towers, but Ushguli is particularly known for them.
These towers are so cool. Some of them are up to 25 meters tall. Good morning. We are just having some breakfast. Our hosts are so cute. They live just down the hill and they've been bringing us our meals in a little picnic basket so we can enjoy in our cabin. And we're loving it so much we're going to stay another night, so we're about to head off on a hike to a nearby glacier.
So not only is Ushguli one of the coolest villages we've ever seen, but it also happens to be sitting right at the base of Georgia's tallest mountain, Mount Shikara. And we're going to be hiking to the Shikara Glacier, which is about a 16-kilometer hike round trip.
We actually haven't seen Mount Shikara yet because it's been very cloudy since we've been here, but it's peeking through a little bit now, so I'm hopeful for today.
Also, I'm pretty sure we could have driven the majority of this hike, but based on how hard it was to get our truck into the pasture where it's parked right now, we decided to just leave it there and do this hike 100% on foot.
And we really, really need to hike.
So much cheese and bread.
The number one thing in our diet since we've been here is bread.
Hey, big guy. Trail's real crowded this morning. Got to share it with at least a dozen cows. Jess is bringing up the rear. So a lot like our lake hike the other day, there is still a lot of snow on the ground, and we're not exactly sure we'll be able to make it all the way to the glacier. A fair amount of the path is already covered in ice and snow, so we're making slow progress.
We're a little more than halfway at this point, and we have just been following along in the valley. It's been pretty flat so far, but still quite the adventure. With all of the rain and the snow melt, we've had to cross quite a few creeks.
But the mountains keep coming in and out of the clouds. This really has been such a peaceful hike. We're literally the only ones out here. This region really does feel pretty unspoiled at this point.
I am definitely glad we decided to stay another day.
I don't think we're gonna cross this one. Well, we knew that was a strong possibility, so we're just gonna climb up the hill to enjoy the view before we start making our way back.
Now it's time to go.
Well, there's definitely some rain behind us, but we are almost back to town. Might just be perfect timing.
We made it back just in time, and I also definitely took a spill on the last creek crossing. It was pretty wide. I didn't feel good about it. I made it across, but there was so much mud and it was so slippery. It just a little dirty.
Who's a good boy? Oh my god, he literally looks bigger than you.
He is bigger than
We'll miss you.
Oh. I'm gonna miss you too.
Well, we're leaving Ushguli in the Svaneti region behind today, but look what the clouds have been hiding these past couple of days. It is such a clear morning.
So we're gonna do one more short hike before we get on the road.
Yeah, he doesn't want us to go. He's so sad.
So the trail we're taking this morning basically goes straight up this steep mountainside right on the edge of town, and the goal is to get up to the top of the ridge so that we can have some really nice views of the mountains all around Ushguli. But it is steep, and shortly after leaving town we have found ourselves deep in the trees, hiking on a creek bed.
For the record, this is not the official trail. This is a shortcut Miles found. A very efficient one. But I think we're about to meet back up with the real trail.
Following a creek bed might be efficient, but doesn't always mean it's a good idea. I have almost ate no less than a dozen times up this trail. Well, that was a great short hike, but the weather's starting to change and we still have a long drive ahead of us, so it's time to start heading down.
So our original plan when we left the Svaneti region yesterday was to head to Kazbegi today, which is another one of Georgia's beautiful mountain regions. And we were laying all of our plans out last night and we realized we were kind of running out of days on this rental car. So we called the guy we rented the car from, and he actually ended up inviting us to his hometown of Chiatura tomorrow night for dinner. So naturally we said yes. And that has left us with an open day today and no plans. So we're really not sure what the next 2 days have in store for us, but we are up for the adventure, whatever that is.